Our team is part of an organization called FIRST, which stands for Inspiration and Recognition of Science and Technology. And they have 4 programs for different age groups involving robotics. We're part of the FIRST robotics competition, which is for high school students. And the way that it works, the season works, is in January we have a kickoff day where they explain, they reveal what the game for the year is. So this year it is called Stronghold. It's medieval themed, and it involves different obstacles that your robot will have to drive over, and you're never sure which obstacles are going to be on the field for each match. So you have to design a robot that can do as many of them as possible. And that's why we spend a lot of time developing our chassis this year, which is the base of the robot. And we have sort of metal skis on the back wheels, which allows us to go over some of the obstacles with only 4 wheels, as opposed to a lot of teams that did 6 wheels this year.
What we did last year was we had them separate into little groups and come up with the design of the robot, and then we come together and talk about it. But this year we decided to break into those groups. Before they were grouped by friends, and this year we decided to group them into like function groups, as in people that will be working on the same component of the robot will be talking together. And instead of figuring out the design of an entire robot, they will be figuring out a list of priorities in terms of strategy and maybe coming up with some proof of concept. And then what is different is that we will have them come together and talk about their strategy plans instead of the robot designs. And afterwards, we would have a core group of members, about 10 to 12, that come together and then actually come up with a cohesive robot design.
Or we get this challenge, and then we have to figure out how to solve it. So this year was really hard because we have these different terrains to go over. So we spent most of our time just trying to figure out what to do. And we had like half the team wanted to do one thing and half the team wanted to do another thing. It was very difficult. So making decisions as a whole team when you have so many people is one of the more difficult things to do. But hopefully, again, we've come up with a solution that was pretty unique that no one else had, and it worked very well. So again, it's all happy in the end when it works, but it was kind of difficult there for a while.
When you are at a competition, you gain points into a ranking system, which ranks all of the teams at the competition. And then the top 8 teams each pick 2 teams to go with them to the next round, which is the eliminations. And then those are played best 2 out of 3. And if you gain enough ranking points, if you do well enough at a competition, if you get enough awards, then you will move on to the New England Championships, which is in Hartford this year. And if you get enough points there, you'll move on to the Championships, which is in St. Louis.
As for Manipulator, the team I'm on, the hardest part would be maybe trying to figure out, like fine-tuning the functions of the robot. For example, if we're trying to shoot, we have to like make it more accurate, and if it's not accurate, we have to find out what's wrong, and sometimes that can be a little bit difficult when it seems like you've run into like a dead end.
There's an awful lot that goes into building and knowing how to build the robots and analyzing other robots and just knowing how to perform. Every year there's a different challenge, and I don't know that any of them are any easier. They're just different set of rules, and every year you need to learn whatever the rules are and build a robot that fits within them.